All right, so 6 months ago, I filmed this building right here. It's the old Mayflower, was more recently known as Theo's Lounge. As you can see, it's in pretty decrepit condition in the front here. So 6 months ago, I filmed it. It's on the corner of Barkwill and Broadway. And I warned of an imminent collapse, at least a partial collapse, when I filmed it. I'll post a drone footage. You can actually see across the roof there. There's barely anything there. You can actually see, I don't know if you can see in the camera, you can actually see daylight right here. What I noted when I filmed it was the corner, which was right here. And as you can see, it is down here on the ground. All the bricks and everything. City of Cleveland actually came out and finally put barriers up around the entire, this side of the building. As you can see, that entire corner is gone. As you look at the footage, this is the area that I noted that was particularly interesting. As you can see, it's all sitting here on the sidewalk. This is a day later. This happened yesterday. I'm actually going to put the drone up today to get a look to see how bad that is in the corner. We're going to show you that right now through some film footage just to see how bad that area is. Yeah. All right. So, this building in particularly is extremely dangerous. Needs to come down. I can't emphasize that enough. There's no roof on it at all, as you can see from the past footage. But if you go on this corner of Broadway, though, there's a lot that's a problem. This is just the worst of it, at least imminently. Let's take a little walk down Broadway here, and let's just count the ways as we walk down Broadway. So as you can see right here, this is Theo's Lounge right here. Right next to it is the old Browns Brothers furniture store. Nicely decorated by the front by the Rooms to Let project, but it does kind of hide the condition that this building is in. So it looks great because it's got all these nice photos off of it. But inside of this is also, you can kind of see from up here what kind of condition this building's in. It's been long neglected, and it's just as bad on the inside. Next to it, not as bad, but also there's actually some light going on in there. So some electric. It doesn't look as bad in there. Well, there's some old video games in there. This is the old Nomus Inferior furniture store. So you see, just basically clutter in there now. Next to it, this is probably one of the more viable buildings. I kind of know who owns this one. Good buddy of mine. Not bad at all. Keeps it pretty maintained. But if you go next door, the Broadway drug and DNA testing. Also not a particularly bad building. Probably one of the more viable buildings here. They actually offer a speedy tax service here. So if you want to come by and get your taxes done. It's actually one of the only viable businesses on this block that's still open. Next to it, however, I don't recall what this is. I think it was a bank, possibly. You can see inside pretty easily through the hole in the window. As you can see, this nice little crack. Also in not great condition. Next to it, also not great condition. You can see partially. Nice safe though. Old safe, 2115-5. Now, what you really want to pay attention to isn't so much ground level, it's upper level. All these windows, a lot of them are busted out now. that are open. As you see right over here, some of the worst ones. If we continue on, this used to be an old diner right here. We actually used to go there when I was a kid after the paper routes. You can actually see some of the old, actually this is the old diner. You can actually see some of the remnants. This was also a nice space. This is actually pretty well cleaned out though. They did a pretty good job. They started some renovation in here and then that just stopped. That glass is barely holding. Oh, look at this. Now this is right on Broadway and somebody ripped this board right off. You see this? Wide, right off. Look at it. Crazy. This was another storefront. I remember a couple different businesses being here. Also nicely decorated by the Rooms to Let project, but also a falling apart. Now these buildings, interestingly, let me show you real quick as we're going on this tour. These are owned by East West LLC, which is owned by Ryan Florio. They were purchased, these storefronts and then these buildings, all right here, are all, they were all supposed to be renovated after they were purchased in 2017, and not a single thing has happened to them whatsoever. And it's 2023, nothing's happened to those buildings. No renovation, nothing. Same as these buildings. These buildings were all supposed to be renovated in the stores, or the storefronts are supposed to be renovated. They were supposed to be made viable again, and as you can see, definitely not viable by any stretch of the imagination. Nicely decorated in the front again by the Rooms to Let project. But as you can see, even the boards for the Rooms to Let project, you can see the wood is even starting to kind of become waterlogged a little bit. There used to be a comic book store. I think it was right here. This was we used to go here when we were kids. This is the Broadway Chiropractic Clinic, long since closed. There was like a little ice cream shop or something right here. No more. As you can see inside, it's all falling apart. So I don't know if these buildings could ever be made viable again, but it's definitely a long road. But promises that were made to renovate these buildings have not been kept. Apparently we have to report that one as not being open, and then go from there. So yeah, that's what's going on over here at the corner of Broadway, East 55th, and all the way down to Barkwill. There's the Olympia building. It's another classic. All right, peace.